Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network.
Bakersfield punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, California.
Driving Harrington for the win, yes! CSUB Roadrunners are your Western Athletic Conference baseball champions.
Here's the voice of the runners, Corey Costello.
And welcome into the special fall sports preview edition of Roadrunner Rundown. Today on the program, we will take you around all the team sports for 2015 on the fall sports side, including men's soccer, women's soccer, and defending Western Athletic Conference champion CSUB volleyball. That's what's coming up on today's program, and a special soccer coaches edition of Corey Versus. But first, we will start today's program with CSUB women's soccer. Gary Kernine in his second season at the helm of the Roadrunners, and Bakersfield also hosting the 2015 Women's Soccer WAC Tournament. So a lot of pressure on the Roadrunners here in 2015. We caught up with Coach Kernine and talked about the 2015 CSUB Roadrunners Women's Soccer program. It's almost an entirely different team in 2015 for CSUB Women's Soccer, but that's okay for second-year head coach Gary Kernine. This is his team, recruited and built over the last year to fit his style of play and culture.
I think we're better equipped in a lot of different areas. You know, the level of competition is obviously quite high at Division 1 women's soccer. I felt last year, and I felt coming in, that the culture wasn't right. I felt that the athleticism wasn't right to compete against these teams. And you know, this is a group that we're excited to have, but there's big upsides with these girls, and we now feel that instead of fighting that culture battle and doing that every day, we've now got buy-in, and we've got instant buy-in because it's more natural to these players. So we're excited about it, and pre-season's been a lot different but enjoyable.
When it came to recruiting this record-sized class, he had one concept in mind: culture.
We had a list obviously in positions which was pretty huge, but our biggest thing was the right type of people. And I think you need people here at CSUB. I think you need a type of personality with a program, a different type of personality with a program that you're trying to go somewhere, and you're trying to, you know, you're trying to overachieve. So you need people who are going to look at things and say, okay, that's something that's doable, rather than people who are looking at things and saying, oh, I don't know about that there. So we feel that personality is there. That personality then, you know, it brings an energy, it brings an excitement. Every day they bring that. So training is obviously lifted by that there. So your bad days, even if the quality's not there, you'll get the intensity right. And like most sports, soccer is a game of emotion and a game of energy. And if you take care of that there, you're going to get better faster.
So a lot of new faces. And so what do these changes mean, though, in terms of what the fans are going to see on the field in terms of talent? Hopefully
we'll provide a different type of game. You know, I felt last year we were covering up in every area. We were covering up in depth just in a soccer team. We were covering up on the attacking side because we didn't really possess the tools to play a great brand of soccer, if I'm honest. And defensively, you know, we tried to cover up areas that we just weren't strong enough in. So we're going to get defensively better with the team defense, which players are going to buy into. So I think we're going to be harder to beat. I hope we're going to be harder to beat, but I think we're going to play a much better brand of soccer. And you know, Bakersfield the boys are very, very popular here. The boys play a great brand of soccer. I don't think we've ever played a great brand of soccer. So with our new identity, you know, we're not going to be as direct, and we're going to possess the ball, and we're going to try and play. And by being the only California team in our conference, we want to view that as California teams play a certain way in soccer. But we don't, so we want to play that way as well, and we want to differentiate ourselves by doing that.
Speaking of style of play, Kernine feels pairing his squad to the Latin American style of play prevalent on the West Coast will be a short-term goal.
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard to play. I mean, it's more Latin American. It's more possession based, and for coming from the East Coast for me, and then going to the Midwest, you know, I see a huge difference. It's hard to play against teams that possess athleticism and have that possession component. It's almost impossible, and you can't go and bang your head against the wall of being athletic and then running in wrong areas. So our team is, it's my first time, I would say, my first time working with that kind of system, and that was a big part of the staff that we put together as well. We wanted a staff who could coach that type of soccer, because the team has to evolve that way as well.
One key loss for the Roadrunners was leading scorer Hedda Regafalk, who transferred to San Diego State, but Coach Carneen feels her departure opens up the offense to multiple options.
Yeah, it definitely will. It definitely will. That's the at this stage of the game, everyone's how good are you going to be and how good, and everyone thinks they're great in pre-season. I think our team will come down to, I have no doubt we're going to be defensively stronger. I have no doubt we're going to be a better possession team. I have no doubt we're going to create chances. We created a lot of chances last year. I don't know if we've got goals in us that can, I don't know if we've got a 15 goal a season player in us. We're going to have to see that very, very quick, and we're going to play with a couple of rotations to see if we do that. But I have no doubts that her departure has made us a bit stronger defensively, just because of the tools we brought in our place.
It's not all new faces. There are some key returners Carneen hopes will be leaders for Bakersfield this season.
The two captains are Maya and Tori, and they've embraced what we're trying to be about. Good workers, good people. I think you judge I always judge a leadership in a team by what your players do in the summertime coming in. So if your players are getting overtaken in their fitness, and then all of a sudden you might have the wrong leadership unit in. But our group have come in really, really solid. Jess Moorhead, Tori, Maya and Leigh have been like a foundation for the fitness level of our team, and then that's set higher standards. So of course anytime you bring 17 freshmen in, that 17 freshmen are going to look at the seniors and say, how do things work around here? So that senior group they've been really, really good, and we're trying to get them a bit more vocal. It's still work in progress. We still think Maya has a huge amount of potential, and she's still getting comfortable with being in the United States. Tori as a goalkeeper, how can she impact the squad? But they're working so hard at it, and it's going to come. Hopefully it'll come sooner rather than later.
Speaking of goalkeepers, that group led by Tori O'Nelia has lofty expectations for 2015.
Yeah, well, Jen Padilla's come in as a freshman, and in all honesty, Jen's probably not overachieved. She's done a bit more than we thought she would have in the first couple of weeks, so she's put herself slightly closer to Tori. I think Jen will see the field. In fact, I have no doubt she'll see the field in this season. Tori, I think Tori's the best goalkeeper in the conference, and I'm very, very confident in her abilities. So we're hoping that Jen can keep pushing her, but Tori can share a few things and teach her how to conduct herself and how to be a top student athlete.
The back four in front of the goalkeepers will be fresh faces.
Yeah, we'll have a brand new back four this year, which we need. So it'll allow us to do a bit more with that group, and I think that's going to be young, and I think it's going to be a bit more mobile, so it'll allow us to squeeze up the field. So we're dropping Leilani Skinner back there, so she'll provide a bit of experience, but the rest of them will be freshmen. So you'll have Katie McMullen in there, you'll have Ellie Estes, Ali Mathis, and then on the right side you'll be looking at Coral Lake and Maddie Giamona to give us, and maybe Max Langenberg to come in there as well. So a lot of young players, and that's our biggest. It takes a while to build a back four, so we're trying to do it quicker than most.
In the midfield, there's some experience and a core that has Carneen looking forward to their contributions.
Sabrina Delgado is a freshman who's had she's been one of our top performers in pre-season. She's done really, really well. Who else? Alexa Orante is obviously technically a freshman, even though she redshirted last year with her injury. So having her in that spot, in that number 10 role, will be exciting. And then we've got a bit of bite in there this year that we felt last year we had a bite, but where we had a bite we had no legs, and where we had legs we had no bite. So Alexa does a little bit of both, Sabrina does a bit of both, Maxine does a bit of both, and then in wide areas that's where the experience of Taylor Wheeler and Jess Moorhead and Andrea Delgado and players like that there are going to give us a little bit of, and Chloe Peepcrass can give us a bit of, hopefully a bit of pace and hopefully a lot of depth in that area.
The Roadrunners will need to score in 2015. Gary Curneen has some plans to figure out just who will be doing that this season.
You know, into Maya Green we're going to put up there and see how Maya does, and that might be the answer. And Hayley Vicente has had a brilliant pre-season. She just is non-stop work. She's going to create a lot of chances, and then Amina Settles and Tori Vanderhoff. And you said it, like, whoever's going to get the goals we're just hoping that we can create enough for them, but they've all got pace, they're all workers, and they can all finish in front of goal. We're just hoping they can do it when the pressure's on.
Last season, the Runners made their first WAC tournament. This season, Bakersfield is the host institution, so this season just being in it isn't enough for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, no, we've set a goal that we want to win it, and we're not going to duck that, and we're not going to hide it. It would be, I think, these chances, only come across rarely. So we're setting our stall out to win this tournament, and it's a big goal, and it's, we're shooting it high. And if we can get in and we can get some momentum, we have confidence in the community of getting behind us, and we have confidence in ourselves for getting there. So that's what we're going for. And like I say, it's a model that you've only got to look as far as baseball and volleyball here. So that's what we should be doing.
And volleyball got to host last year, so that kind of factor in your thought process going, yeah, it can be done. They win as a third seed, they won at home.
Yeah, volleyball, again, they were, that template is what we're trying to pull off. They did it with, I think they had 7 or 8 seniors. We're doing it with 7 or 8 starting freshmen. So it's a different component, but that's the challenge of it, and that's what we'll be trying to do it, and that's what we'll be fueling the girls with throughout the year. And it's going to be hard to get this team to click right away. So that there is to have that as an end goal. We're in a very, very fortunate position to have that there for a target at the end of the year.
While Gary Curneen has been a successful head coach, author on coaching books, it still hasn't shaded him from learning a thing or two in year number 1 about coaching in the WAC.
Yeah, a lot, an awful lot. I learned of the challenges of Sundays, the challenges of travel, what you need in certain positions, and a lot of what you don't need, and the importance of energizing a group throughout a 3-month campaign or 4-month campaign, hopefully, and what the players will need throughout that there. So I feel that this is a different template this year for what we have for that team, and a lot of it is. Unfortunately, coaching is, it's a lot of trial and error. The players have learned a lot, and the coaches have learned a lot, and we're using the first few weeks to try and hit the ground running. But we want to hit the ground working, and we feel that the results will come eventually. So with a young group, we don't want to put too much in this group earlier. We've got, how many girls will play their first college game in the next 7 days, and that's a real exciting thing. So these players don't need more pressure from the coaching staff, they need support from the staff, and I think we can give that to them, and we can give them a bit of guidance, and hopefully have a bit of fun, and hopefully take this program to somewhere it's never been.
And the Roadrunners are back at home this Friday night as the Runners take on Sacramento State, and Sunday against UC Riverside, both games at 7 p.m. When we come back, we're going to get into Corey Versus, an extended version of Corey Versus as I made my soccer coaching debut. We'll be back. This is the Fall Sports Preview Edition of Roadrunner Rundown. Roadrunners basketball 2015-16 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss your chance to see top-notch NCAA basketball right here on the blue court in Bakersfield. Men's basketball season tickets start as low as $112 for 16 games, or you can buy combination season tickets for every men's and women's home game this season. For all the new season ticket options for this season, visit GoRunners.com and find the ticket that's right for you. CSUB basketball season tickets available now. To order or for more information, call 654-BLUE. College soccer heats up with 3 games coming to the CSUB main soccer field. First, CSUB women's soccer hosts Sacramento State on September 4th and UC Riverside on Sunday, September 6th. Men's soccer returns to action for their official home opener on Friday, September 11th as the Runners host Loyola Marymount at 7:30. Tickets are $9 for adults and $6 for kids. Join the Runners this season at the main soccer field.
Go Runners! Bakersfield! Yeah!
Welcome back to the program as we continue on the Fall Sports Preview edition of Roadrunner Rundown. Well, it is soccer season, and the CESUB men's team was wrapping up their exhibitions a week or so ago, playing their alumni team. So I thought, coaching soccer, how tough can it be? Will Ferrell did it on Kicking and Screaming. I mean, come on, how difficult could it be? So I decided, let's coach the men's team. Let's try to get a victory for the old guys in the CESUB alumni squad. So here it is, Corey versus Soccer Coaching Edition. So I'm here coaching the alumni team, men's soccer alumni match. You know, I don't think it'll be that difficult. I mean, it's soccer. I mean, you kick it, they kick it. You don't let them kick it in your net, you kick it back. I mean, come on. And a lot of people don't realize I have a very extensive coaching background. Girls softball, youth football. I was a pretty mean summer league junior varsity girls basketball coach, and 8 to 12-year-old baseball. So pretty much this is the next natural progression in my coaching career, to take a stab at soccer. So I really don't think it'll be that difficult. You know, this squad's just nothing but chock full of CSUB all-stars, and I think we got a great shot.
It's a real pleasure to play against Corey's teams. He's one of the toughest coaches that I know. His teams are just immaculately prepared for games. They're physical, they're tough. They're well known for their discipline. I think it's going to be a really difficult game tonight, and it's just a privilege for us to play against a Corey coach team.
What's your player?
97 to 2000.
Okay, cool. There he is. Look at that guy. See, attacking as a keeper. We don't need that. Pretty much, like I said, I mean, he's taller than anybody that's been playing the program in like 20 years. So I like our chances with that in the net. This squad is staying in the shade completely while warming up, while the current team is in the sun. I don't know if that's like age or experience, or our guys are just, you know, I don't know, maybe a little lazy already, but they're in the shade. They could be smarter. I don't know. Hopefully it pays off for us. Actually, my game plan is to put Vanguard in the front of our jerseys and we'll score on it.
We're talking smack already before we start.
I changed shirts. So here's my tactic and game plan. You know, and that can't be that difficult. I mean, Jerry Cleary, I mean, that guy is just one evolutionary step above a loincloth, and he's a soccer coach. So obviously I can do it. So I kind of drew up a couple real secret plays here. See what this is? This is them, and this is us. And see, we're gonna be over here, and that's the ball, the dotted line, and then the ball's gonna get sent with that arrow into their net. So I pretty much, pulled this straight out of the Gary Kernine soccer coaching books, both volumes as a matter of fact. So I drew all this one up. So it's getting covered right now. It's secret. I don't want anyone to see it before the game starts. So that's one we'll go with. You'll see that a couple times tonight. Matter of fact, you might see that over and over again. Also, I've seen once in a while that I watched this movie once. I think it was a hockey movie, but they put all the players in a V, and they put the puck in the middle, and then they went up the ice. So I figured that could probably work with soccer. So we'll probably go 7 in a V and the number 8 in the middle, and then they'll all scatter. I didn't want to write that one down because I want people to see that. So you might see the flying V. We might call it the flying B tonight, even though it'll be in the shape of a V, but you'll get it. Oh. Look at just throw him right down. Yeah, let's go. Oh, what?
Coach, get it sorted out. I'm going to do this all like
That's Did he coach here?
college philosophy.
Didn't Luke have a year under your tutelage? I mean, he learned that from you. He learned that stuff from you. It wasn't when he was a player. He was the cleanest player I ever saw. Once he became a coach, all of a sudden he changed. That's what it was. Okay. Here it comes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Score.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, if you go 10 minutes scoreless and then score the first goal, yeah, let's leave. A little chippy now. We're starting to threaten a little bit. Younger guys in back. There we go. Got back pretty well on that. Kind of surprised how quickly we got back. We almost had the first goal. And we're like 13 minutes in without a goal. Almost chalk this up to a win. This guy's killing me. He's killing me. About a fourth or something right here. Oh, all over it. Can't hear me? Nicely done. What? Come on.
Let's go, coach. Get in there. There you go.
I know we had to wake him up from his ASO game today to get him out here, but I mean, a little more than that out of him. Looking good in the mid. Look good in the mid.
So Jamie can go.
Do the opposite of what he says.
Oh, Marshall, this way.
Do the opposite of what he says.
Yep, that's better. Don't leave him.
There you go. Oh no. Oh no.
Goal! Discussion in 2015.
Well, the good news is Julian finally got one. Got some fresh blood now?
Yeah.
Good.
Old blood, but fresh.
18 minutes was good. At least you guys are honest. I appreciate that. Ready? You ready? Stretched enough? Loose enough? Yeah. Get the gray hairs out there. Yeah. Because I think what'll happen is they'll go, oh, the older guys are in now. I'm gonna kick back a little bit, and then boom. Hey, these guys with the flags are more on it than the people we pay to come here and do this.
Is he alumni?
All I know is we just need to do what we're paying linemen. Our players
I think you paid him.
have a better concept. We've got more offside calls than normal professional referees.
Good chip, good chip. 1-1. This is a good chip, right? Yeah,
Robbie, you ready? Do it again. Same thing. Do it again.
There you go.
Yeah. What? Oh no! Referee! Grab the first! Terrible.
Should be a red. 21. Should be a red.
Sure he grabbed him. Sure he turned him around. But was it really any harm? I mean, come on. You can see where you might think that's a penalty, but in all actuality, it was just positioning. Here we go. Oh! Part is our bench dwindles as people come in and out, because then they hit them over there on the grass laying down. So we're down to just a couple that are. Everyone's down to that side. They're already stretching out or trying to recover already. Down 3-0. I would suggest not throwing the ball over where they can go the other way and score, which happened 3 times now. So we'll start with that and see where it goes. Yikes. You want to talk? Yikes. You want to talk? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, referee! Come on! What are you watching? Got. Oh! Send it again! Oh, I like it. There we go. Lineman's on. Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Here it comes. Hey, George! Go now. He is. He is.
Love the shoes.
Yeah. I just said go in there, put it all on the line, and he has. What else can you ask for? When you get to this level, you have people that will follow you around with cameras because, I mean, that's what happens when you get to this level. I'll give you his contact information. When you get to the level, you can hire him to follow you around with the camera too. Easy. Good ball.
Quick save.
Almost there. Put the chance away. Great stuff, boys. Anytime. Well, tough loss.
I'll give him a little dose.
4-2, 2 goals. Not bad. We'll take 2 tallies. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm 0-1. I'll stick to junior varsity girls summer basketball coaching. Well, there you have it. I will, in fact, stick to the coaching kids sports, I guess, and junior varsity summer girls basketball, because obviously soccer is just not my bag. When we come back on the program, speaking of soccer, a couple guys, and as you saw in the video, it is their bag. Head coach Richie Grant will join us as we preview the 2015 men's soccer program. That's coming up next as we continue on the Fall Sports Preview edition of Roadrunner Rundown. College soccer heats up with 3 games coming to the CESUB main soccer field. First, CESUB women's soccer hosts Sacramento State on September 4th and UC Riverside on Sunday, September 6th. Men's soccer returns to action for their official home opener on Friday, September 11th as the Runners host Loyola Marymount at 7:30. Tickets are $9 for adults and $6 for kids. Join the Runners this season at the main soccer field.
Go Runners! Bakersfield! Yeah!
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown as we continue on the Fall Sports Preview edition of the program. Hey, CSUB men's soccer, they were this close in 2014 of winning the Western Athletic Conference Championship. They were in the championship match of the WAC tournament. This year is year number 2 for Richie Grant and staff. A couple new changes to the program in terms of personnel, but Bakersfield brings back a lot of striking power from last season. We got a chance to catch up with Coach Grant as we preview the 2015 Roadrunners. In his first year on the job, Richie Grant had the CSUB Roadrunners on the doorstep of their first WAC title. After beating defending champion Seattle in penalty kicks on their home field, they lost in the WAC finals in penalties to UNLV. Grant, however, says the first season for him was a success and one to remember.
Really enjoyed last season, because just to not know what to expect for me personally, navigating a new region with a different style and brand of football. It was just really refreshing as a coach. Completely enjoyed the group of players that we had, and very pleased to have graduated 5 of them and see them move on with their careers in football and beyond CSUB. And I thought that they were a key part to the successful journey that we had last year. Their experience, some of them are 5th-year seniors, and personally, I just really enjoyed watching their journey as seniors, because it was difficult for them to lose their coach going into their last year, and then to embrace the newness, the new challenges, the changes. I thought that the senior class really gave me the right kind of start with the program, and made it very enjoyable.
There were several keys to winning that 2014 team's trust, and talent was a big part of that.
The key with the senior class is that they were good, very good players. They had an awful lot of games behind them, and they were at CSUB as it made the transition to becoming a successful Division I program. So they had played all Division 1 games their whole career. So they had a lot of experience, played in top games, and they were new to the Western Athletic Conference, so we were all kind of experiencing that together. The most important thing about the class was that they were really, really good people. And the evidence of that is their graduation, and very shortly after their graduation, to see where they are now is really positive. So they were good people that were able to lead the program. They led with their experience, and they wanted to win the WAC because they had lost in the semi-final the season before, and they felt strong enough to win it then. So I think it was that component that propelled us to the final.
While the Roadrunners prepare for the 2015 campaign, much of the same tactics and techniques will be used to prepare this team to take one more step in the WAC tournament.
There's a lot of things that we really wanted to just reinforce and make a foundation to our program. I thought last year we had an excellent pre-season camp. We were very aggressive in the way that we trained. We trained hard, we trained 3 times a day, and we managed their bodies and their injuries really, really well. We managed their diet and their rest well because we stay on our campus in the dorm. So they were some things that we brought to camp last year that I felt led to us being very successful in the month of September. I think we were 4-0 at one stage. We played really good football at the start of the season. So I thought a good camp is something that we want to do again. We let ourselves down as a program in the middle part of the season with the demands of the Western Athletic Conference, with Friday, Sunday games. We had a couple of weekends, 2 weekends, where we were not playing well, we weren't right as a team, we weren't mentally right, and we dropped some games, and that put us in a bad position in the WAC, and it shook our confidence, and that was the adversity that we had to deal with last year. And then we came back stronger from that. We basically squeaked into the conference tournament, and then we had the belief that we could go and win it. So what we want to fix this year, Corey, is we can't let ourselves down. We can drop a game, but we can't drop multiple games, and we have to be stronger, and we have to bounce back quicker when we deal with a tough loss.
While the Roadrunners lost a bit in the back, the attacking portion of their offense remains completely intact for 2015.
And we opened camp with the belief that we would score goals and that we'd create chances. It's something that we were good at all last year, and like you said, we returned a lot, so we've no reason to feel like that's going away. It's also the way that we play is much more attacking minded. So when you ask about things that we're wanting to improve, we want to be a very difficult team to beat. And last night's preseason game, the positive that we took is that we didn't look like we were going to lose a goal. And we went to Stanford and we kept our shape pretty well for 75 minutes. It wasn't for the full game, and so it addressed some things that we want to work on. But we do want to be a team that's really hard to beat, because we just believe that there's chances in our team, there's goals in our team, we have opportunistic forwards. So we tend to create enough chances that we should be on the end. We should get some goals this year.
While many teams have 1 or 2 strikers to watch, the Roadrunners have several, with many able to score multiple goals this season.
Yeah, I do think our goal scoring will come from, that's the nice thing about our training. And you're catching me at a time where we're going to move over to more of our attacking shape and how we create. And I think what will allow us to be successful is that we won't be leaning on just one player to get our goals, and there's not just one strategy for us to score. We need multiple players. They'll all get chances because of the way that we try to get at the back four of the other team. Chrissy's been very good in pre-season, and he's been very creative, so that's a key component in terms of setting up opportunities for other lads. But hopefully that will continue, and we'll keep training that, because we don't have a big target centre forward, so we have to get at teams in different ways.
With defensive position players graduating after last year, figuring out the back four this season is on the mind of Coach Grant.
In camp, we were missing a couple of players in the preseason game, so the back four was the same in all the games, and they've all played really well. Dante and Masha have been moved to fullback and done a great job. They're really tough defenders, difficult to beat. And Danny and Jamie formed a good partnership. Jamie's really stepped up. He's a sophomore now. He had a very good freshman year. He's moved into centre back. He's also played some at right full. And then last night we got Zimmerman back, who's going to really it makes us a lot deeper and some competition for spots. So I thought on the evidence of last night, we look like we're going to be difficult to score against.
There are also some newcomers and players that came in as full recruiting class for Richie Grant this season.
It's nice to have Daniel. We had Daniel on an ACL, so we didn't get to have him last year, and we had to just kind of, he had to be patient about getting back and basically rehabbed throughout the course of the spring. So he's playing his first matches now, and he's really something different for us. Offers a lot of power and pace, and that gives us another weapon going forward. Adam Arena has come in as a transfer from Drexel, and he's a very experienced player. He's played in the NCAA tournament, and you can just see his game sense. He's very savvy, very simple, and really works hard. He's had a really positive camp for us, so he's going to be a big contributor to our success this year. Zimmerman's going to play at the back, and he's strong. He has international experience, very calm, and you could just tell that he's played at a good level, at a high level. So that will be important to us. And we're waiting on one or two other situations as well with getting guys cleared right now that will help the team.
Grant says after 1 year in the WAC, his recruiting has shifted to finding the right players that can deal with the rigors of WAC travel and the toughness of the conference.
Yes, very much so. And the Friday Sunday is just such a big challenge. Like you said, just traveling, and you've got to bounce from maybe one city to another to play your Sunday game, which is quite tough on the boys. So you have to have for that Sunday game some different weapons. You can't really approach the Sunday game the exact same way you do the Friday. So you have to maybe have some pace, some energy, and you have to be strong off the bench. To win those two games, you have to be strong off the bench, and I think we've remedied that, not just in the incoming class. There's some returners that I think will play more minutes this year and can contribute over the course of that weekend to allow us to be better.
The approach to the 2015 preseason for CSUB is also different. More games were scheduled along with training camp practices.
Really enjoyed it. Each preseason brings different challenges and new ideas, and you try some different things. Last year we played one game and trained all the time, and we did that. One game was against Stanford, and it was great for us, but we went to San Diego State not knowing an awful lot about our team, and that's, your first few games tend to be kind of like preseason games. This year very different. In 8 days of camp we've played 3 matches, so it was an entirely different camp. It kind of shows you what you want to get to the training ground and work on. You'll learn a lot about your players. We've been unfortunate in we've had some guys out, but that's worked out really, really well for us, because it's allowed 4 or 5 players to get a lot more minutes than maybe they would have if we were at full strength. So that's been very positive in our camp. There's been some young lads that have logged some big minutes here in the 3 games. So we will be feeling a little better going to Denver, in that we've had a couple of looks. We've played in different formations, and we've played home and away in preseason.
With several affiliate members, men's soccer is one of the toughest conference sports offered by the WAC, a good sign of improvement, and it's not lost on the soccer coaches.
And it's good to catch me a year on in the WAC. The league is only 2 years old. It's very, very young, and I thought it was greatly improved last year. Year one, there was, like you said, a lot of affiliates, some schools making the transition from Division 2 that are trying to find their way in Division 1 and then in a conference. But then what a conference offers you is a bid to the national tournament. So the games and the points become so competitive, and the tournament becomes really, it's vital. Last year we were a 1-bid league. The goal of the coaches is that we eventually become a 2-bid league. And I think we're maybe maybe a year or 2 away from that. But every time you look around at the players that the league is recruiting, the facilities that are going in at different schools, the coaches that people are hiring, there's a real commitment to becoming a stronger league. And that would certainly be something that I would hope for the conference, is that if you lose in the final, you had a strong enough resume to get into the national tournament. And you can only do that if your own league is strong enough. You have to play good matches, and your RPI has to stand up when you play each other. So that's down the road for us. Right now it's a really tough league to win. It's tough to navigate the Friday, Sunday. So we've tried to put a team together that can do that.
Grant, formerly of Memphis, a football school, now has the luxury of more marketing attention in the fall, and as a result, a bigger and growing fan base in Bakersfield for soccer and his team.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. I think there's a couple of angles that we come at with this, and our players are really good about engaging the community and doing clinics and getting out to schools and reading to kids, and I think that's been really important, and you know, our marketing staff have done a good job of pushing the program. I think you see that in the return in our attendances. You know, we played 2 preseason games, and you know, one of them there was over 500 people here. So that's really positive. It makes our kids feel important, and it makes them want to win at home and put on a good display. Our fellow student athletes, it's amazing the support on campus, you know, that the teams go and support each other. And in that alone, you're bringing a few hundred people out to watch you. And then, you know, see, you have the community, you have the athletic department, and then I think the general student body. The support there has been great with the new dorms going in on campus. We're hopeful that, you know, this will be a nice activity for them to come out. When they get back to school, I think you'll see a rise in our attendance and the atmosphere, because it's not a bad thing for the students to do on a Friday or Saturday night, come out and support the team. So we're coming at it from all angles. We've been really appreciative of the support. Our marketing department have really stepped it up. And I hope we make some money for you guys this year.
Part of that attention manifested itself in a documentary series during the spring season from Touch Soccer USA, a new brand of exposure for CSUB men's soccer.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Touch Soccer did for our program was, you know, put us on the map in terms of people identifying a small Division I university and what the program means to the campus and to the town. The support, the internal support that we have was very visible in that documentary, you know, from the academic commitment from the professors on campus, the support of people coming out, you know, over 1,000 people coming to a spring game. It's amazing. So I think the documentary highlighted our strengths, and it allows us to recruit, continue to recruit strong in the state of California, that this is a good fit for some kids. And then, you know, internationally, it's put us, you know, because it's very easy for people to access these videos, and it certainly makes us look like a place, shows us well, and a good place for people to come and get a good education and play top Division I soccer.
The Roadrunners' official home opener is September 11th, and Grant previews the type of team the fans will see in 2015.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we're looking forward to going to Denver next week, but we can't wait to get back at home. You know, that's been I think the preseason has solidified that. It was nice to have 2 preseason games at home as well, just to get the little bit of excitement. You know, I hope up-tempo, positive football. We need to score goals. We want to win at home. And I think they'll be well entertained. There's some top-level players in our program that have opportunities to play beyond CSUB. But what we really want to put out there is a team that can win the Western Athletic Conference. If we can highlight any games for the people to really come out and support us when we're pushing to win points, because we want to win the regular season.
And the Roadrunners remain on the road this week. They'll be back in action at home on September the 11th, Friday night, 7 o'clock against Loyola Marymount. When we come back, it's time to talk about the 2014 defending WAC champion CSUB volleyball team and see how they plan to defend that title in 2015 as we speak with head coach Giovanna Mello. We'll be back. This is the 2015 Fall Sports Preview Edition of Roadrunner Rundown. Roadrunners basketball 2015-16 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss your chance to see top-notch NCAA basketball right here on the blue court in Bakersfield. Men's basketball season tickets start as low as $112 for 16 games, or you can buy combination season tickets for every men's and women's home game this season. For all the new season ticket options for this season, visit GoRunners.com and find the ticket that's right for you. CSUB basketball season tickets available now. To order or for more information, call 654-BLUE. And welcome back to the Fall Sports Preview edition of Roadrunner Rundown. We've gone through women's soccer, we've gone through men's soccer, we've gone through my soccer coaching debut. But there's one person that really knows how to coach, and I'm going to tell you that is Giovanna Mello, our head volleyball coach at CSUB. First year last year in 2014, she won the WAC championship with her Roadrunners. Are they going to defend it in 2015? We had a chance to catch up with Coach Mello and preview the 2015 edition of CSUB Volleyball. A year ago, Giovanna Mello and the Roadrunners were at the top of the mountain.
Yes! Bakersfield punches their ticket to the NCAA
A year later, many
tournament.
of those faces are gone, although the goal remains the same for the second-year head coach, trying to continue the Roadrunner success from 2014.
Yeah, I think it has to be in the top of our mind for sure, but it's something that because of it, I'm sure people are going to come at us, with a little bit of it, let's take it away from them. But it's something that it's going to be here, but it's not our worry for sure right now. I mean, we're just starting. There's so many new kids, so much to go through. It's just the beginning.
I was going to say, lots of new faces on this team, just a couple returners. So does this season kind of have like a junior college feel for you, like back at Western Nebraska, where you're constantly turning a team over after success?
Yes, it does. It feels exactly that way, especially when you go on the court, you're like, oh, I have to start all over, But it's okay, because that's, we're trying to get to a level where we won't be, having to do that every 2 years, obviously. It's just that because we brought so many new kids, we have to go through a lot of things. Kind of like doing what we did last year with them. It will take a little while for them to get used to the system, used to what we do, but it all pays off at the end, I'm sure.
Mello is also building this new season with more bodies in practice and more student athletes on the court.
Yeah, I think it was just our goal recruiting was we need to have a very competitive group of kids that are going to come in, make changes, and get a little bit better. But we do need to fill in the gaps a little bit. So even if we have a lot of kids, but we're redshirting a few of them, a few coming in, obviously as a freshman getting better. So when they're junior, seniors, they are able to contribute, but we actually have some freshmen that will contribute this year as well. So we have a mix of kids, and I think that it was our goal to do that. So eventually in the future we don't have to recruit as many kids in one class as we had to this year.
Many this year also wanted just to be a part of this program, willing to come into this team as walk-ons.
We're trying to reach out, and get some kids from around to want to come here, because that's our goal. We want to have kids from Bakersfield. I mean, we have so many successful kids from, that come out of here that are successful in other, not just in volleyball, but other sports as well. And so we really want to get as many kids as we possibly can to help us from here, and then obviously reach out a little bit more. But obviously winning helps.
It's not all new faces this season. The core of the Runners attack, setter Louisa Martins, is back for her second season with the Runners and fourth with Giovanna Mello.
I think she has now an understanding for sure of what I want, and she played for me all 3 years and understands now where we need to get. At first, when she first got here, she was very uncomfortable. I think she was trying to figure things out, what it is that I need to do here, what is my role, but now she's taking the next step. You can see it on the court, you can see how she's interacting with the girls, and I think she's going to be a big difference. There's times before that I would have to say the same things to her, over and over, trying to get her to understand, and now it's very easy. Our relationship is great. She comes to talk to me about stuff all the time in practice and games, and she understands the game extremely well now, especially kind of in my eyes. I think she's learned to see the game in my eyes, and it's very easy for her to communicate with me about the things that she wants and what we want and what we want to accomplish. So our relationship is great. It's great that, she's the only kid that I've had for all 3 years, really, and it will have for all 4 years. So she's definitely someone that I'm very proud to have here.
There are other returners as well, like Sydney Haynes, Sophie Flemian, Kelsey Sawyer, and Sarah Little, that should be a key part of this team's success in 2015.
I think they're going to be very big contributors. I think all of them are seeing, okay, this is it. For some of them, it's the last year that they have here, and so I think that it's kind of hitting in the back for them, and they're like, we need to take a step here and become one little step above. I mean, they saw we lost a lot of, very important key players last year. So I think that they're taking a step and taking that role of, okay, let's step up and just take care of this team and show those ones coming in who we are and what we need to do here.
And there are plenty of newcomers the Runners can expect to see playing time this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids junior that we got from the junior college, but honestly, I want to see us in practice and how they are going to help us. I don't want to say a name or two because there's so many of them that I think are going to be a big impact. I think there will be some of them more than others, but you will see even freshmen stepping in the court. I guarantee you see it, no matter. I'm not seeing them as walk-on or not, and I told them this, there will be, I guarantee, walk-on players there on the court as well. All of the incoming players are competing for the spot, and they know that. They have been working their butts off since they stepped on the court the very first day, and I think that they're seeing the competition, and the level of competition in practice is becoming higher and higher, and they're getting a little bit better. They're understanding a little bit, of where we are and where we need to get. And so I think you probably see a lot of them on the court a lot this year.
Mello says there's no denying that making the NCAA tournament last season helped the Roadrunners program from a recruiting standpoint.
I don't know if necessarily exactly because of that, that happened, but yeah, we've had a lot of kids that came in and said, I had never heard about your program, and now I see what you guys have done, and I want to be a part of that, or at least I want to try to be a part of it. And it was great. It was very helpful for us to try to get those kids, and I think honestly Sand has helped as well, because we were getting a lot of kids who want to play both, and before it was not that situation. It was more like you have to play both, and so I think that has helped as well. So a little bit of both things. Of course, who doesn't want to compete against the #1 team in the country in the NCAA, so I think that has opened up a lot of eyes, especially in California, because I don't think Bakersfield was recognized in volleyball before we actually went to the tournament and played against them. And I think a lot of people start seeing, wow, you guys actually are pretty good, so we're getting a lot of looks.
The question for Mello is how to take last year's success and apply it to a new team in 2015.
It's tough, definitely. I mean, it's a completely different group, like I said, but what we tried to do was bring kids that had a little bit of experience, even though if it has a different experience, from club or from junior college, but most of them have a little bit of kind of an experience, and so you can try to apply it all together and say, hey, and we have been talking about, we won this, and obviously everybody's coming at us like we have the title, so we need to be ready to take that. And I think that it has helped, but for some of them, they don't really realize, how big it was, and I think they will see it once we start playing, maybe.
Fans will have to wait to see the Roadrunners. They aren't home until the month of October. Again, a lot of preseason travel for CSUB.
I mean, we're going everywhere, so I think that they're spending a lot of time together at that time, traveling and doing things together, that they learn so much from each other. And I think that you can apply that later on during the WAC, and I think it will help us.
Offensively for CSUB, the question is how to replace a main attacker and one of the main middle blockers for the Roadrunners from last season.
Yeah, which, we don't really try to do okay, let's replace this one, let's replace this one. Like I said, we try to recruit as a whole a group of kids that together can take us, to where we were last year. So we try to get the most competitive, athletic kids that we possibly could, and then now teach them a little bit of volleyball and see how they mesh together. Because really, in team sports, it's what it's all about. Sometimes you may not be the most physical, morals, skilled, but when you play together as a team and you have a variety of kids you can set, kids that can play in the back row and play all the way around, if you can do that in volleyball as a team, you win. And so it's important. Of course, you want to have a hitter that puts the ball away and all that, but if you have it in all different aspects and you have a very balanced offense, it's hard to stop.
And despite being very successful in her first season at the Division I level, Giovanna Mello says there was plenty coaching lessons learned her first season at the helm of the Roadrunners.
Yeah, I think I'm learning this as I go, but I just gotta have patience, as a coach for sure. No matter, you saw how we started the season and how we ended. I sometimes forget that they're just kids, and some of them are just a freshman. They are just coming to college, and as a coach, sometimes we tend to forget that because we just want to win. And there's a lot more to it with those kids. There's so much that they're learning once they come to a Division I school. It's a completely different atmosphere for them, and so I have to remind myself, and I learned that a lot last year, that they're different kids and they're just kids, that they're gonna get better as we go, and I just have to have patience and trust in them that they will get the job done.
And that will do it for the Fall Sports Preview edition of Roadrunner Rundown. Join us next week on the program. Here in studio, we will speak with head coach Richie Grant and some other fellows from the 2015 Roadrunner men's soccer team as they get ready for their home opener Friday night, September 11th against Loyola Marymount, 7:30 at the main soccer field. Catch a show anytime online, on demand at GoRunners.com. Thanks so much for joining us. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.